the Outcast Trading Channel. My name is Io, and today I will be going over the crypto market and giving an update for the week. If you want to see this video, as well as the other market updates our team do, the moment they go live, make sure to become a member of our trading program by clicking in the link in the description below. Now let's get into the video. So here we have Bitcoin on the weekly on the CME chart. We can clearly see a downtrend here with a high, a low, a lower high and lower lows, and a few closes below the 200 simple and 200 exponential on the weekly. This is not bullish whatsoever, and although this candle looks like a bit of a reversal candle, there's nothing confirmed until first we clear the 200 simple, 200 exponential, we clear this gap, or even I would say, to be even more conservative, to close above the 21 and see a positive slope on that. But for the time being, it's a downtrend. It does not look good. Let's go down to the daily. On the daily, we see that Bitcoin tried to close on Friday above the 21, which would have been pretty good to see, but it failed and closed right below. There's a clear resistance here, it's marked by this horizontal, and we can see that there was some bullish divergence here on the RSI. And that played out. The natural target for that is the 21 exponential moving average. So that was a great technical thing to see right there. For lower time frames, I will refer to the spot chart because it is more relevant. It trades 24 hours a day, so it's easier to refer to. Let's go down to the 12-hour. On the 12-hour, it cleared the 21 after several drives of bullish divergence, and the more drives of bullish divergence, the stronger the bounce, and it hit the 55 EMA, which is expected with so many drives of bullish divergence. However, it got rejected, and given that there's a resistance right here, and we can see several closes below the 55 and a few dojis, which does look like a bit of a local high. And it also struggled to make a higher high above this lower high. So it still has a high, a low, a lower high. It did not make lower lows, which is good. It looks like a reversal pattern over here. However, it's still struggling to make that higher high above. But for the time being, it looks like we're in a range. This is the range from 22.5 more or less to 18, well, about 19. So for the time being, my rule is if you see a range, you trade the range, and if it breaks, then you stop trading the range. But more times than not, you can make more money in the range than trying to play the breakout. Let's go down to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we see a very interesting thing, which is that Bitcoin got rejected by the 200 EMA and simple. That's the 4-hour 200 simple, 200 EMA, which it's kind of a bias changer. Once they cross, so once the price action is closing above or below, you can change your bias to being bullish or bearish. Right now we're still below, so you can still have a bearish bias, but again, we're still in the range. If I'm not mistaken, there was a very good strategy that played on Ethereum, which has to do with the 200 simple, 200 EMA. Let's go down to Ethereum. Yep, this is a very interesting strategy, which I think Jackie called out in the Discord, which was right over here when they crossed. Right here, when there is a cross, normally that shows that there's a shift in momentum for an asset. In this case, Ethereum. It looks like the downtrend was waning. It became less strong. And when they cross, you expect a test of one of the two or both exponential moving averages. In this case, the signal was given down here, and the test was up here. That was a nice little trade, which could have been taken on Ethereum. So overall, Ethereum looks like it's also in the range from this horizontal, which is around 1270 more or less. And I would even say that this is the bottom, even though we did have some trading below. This looks like a bit more of a support than down here. That's at 1K more or less. It's more of a psychological level too. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum are in the range for now, and I suspect that for the coming week we'll probably play this range, and maybe by the end of the week we might see a breakout, but it could go on. For me, I'd rather have the range going for longer, which is easier to trade. But we'll see. This 200 simple 200 EMA is going to be very useful to see if it breaks or it doesn't, because that will help us decide on the direction of this asset. Yeah, as we can see here, there's a little bit of a sandwich between the 4-hour 21 and 200 simple, the 4-hour 200 simple. And I suspect that's going to be at least going on until the daily open on Monday for New York, because that's normally when we get a bit more volatility. So I hope you enjoyed this market update. Again, if you want to see more, click on the link in the description below and become a member of our training program. Stay tuned for more content, and see you later.